Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're breaking down everything you need to remember about Valentina Allegra de Fontaine's unlikely team of anti-heroes before they appear in Thunderbolts.
Who is this old Santa?
Taskmaster. If you think Yelena and Natasha have daddy issues, you've got another thing coming with Antonia Dreykov.
You gave me my greatest weapon. Say hello.
After she sustained life-threatening injuries during an assassination attempt on her father, the Dreykov patriarch decided the only way to save his young daughter's life was to implant her with a mind control chip. At the cost of her free will, Antonia, under the name Taskmaster, became a hand-to-hand master capable of giving even Natasha Romanoff a run for her money. Since Taskmaster can also mimic the fighting styles of anyone in the MCU, her reign at the top feels insurmountable. At least it did until Natasha and Yelena knocked some sense back into her. Now freed from Dreykov's brainwashing, Antonia was last seen riding off in a jet with Red Guardian to track down the other stranded widows.
Don't worry. We're bringing her with us. Come with us.
But something tells us when Yelena calls, Antonia will answer. Ghost. Ava Starr has had a rough run of it so far. When she was just a child, a quantum explosion claimed the lives of her parents and left her with superpowers that are both incredible and debilitating.
They call it molecular disequilibrium. A rather dull name, I think. Doesn't quite do justice to what it means. Every cell in my body is torn apart and stitched back together. Over and over every day.
On the one hand, she can go intangible and phase through just about any attack. On the other, she requires a constant dose of quantum energy to keep herself from literally imploding. Oh, and did we mention S.H.I.E.L.D. recruited her to be their personal spy?
They weaponized me. I stole for them, spied for them. I killed for them. And in exchange for my soul, they were going to cure me. They lied.
Yeah, you can see why Ava had a bone to pick with Hero Society. Luckily, her exploits as the supervillain Ghost led her to Ant-Man. And with some help from Janet Van Dyne, Ava stabilized from her near-death condition, both mentally and the quantum part. Last we saw of her, Ava was going into hiding alongside biochemist-turned-father figure Bill Foster.
Go, please.
We can make it, Ava.
Bill.
I'm not leaving you.
Here's hoping he keeps his promise to never leave her side again. U.S. Agent. Despite the suit, John Walker is no Steve Rogers. He isn't even Captain America.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new Captain America!
Although his time in the Army made him a solid candidate to follow suit in the Star-Spangled Footsteps, the weight of Rogers' legacy led Walker down a dark super serum-infused path. Things only got worse when his partner died in the line of duty.
It wasn't me! It wasn't me!
Walker's blood-stained quest for revenge put him at odds with Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes. They helped show him the error of his ways, but not before he was dishonorably discharged from his position in the Army. However, down on their luck super soldiers are exactly what Valentina was looking for when assembling the Thunderbolts. So, under the new moniker U.S. Agent, John Walker stepped up to fight for his country once again.
Things are about to get weird. So when they do, we're not gonna need a Captain America. We're gonna need a U.S. agent.
That's great.
Keep your phone on.
Fingers crossed he and Bucky have smoothed things over, else this team is bound to have some major fireworks. Red Guardian. This guy collects widows like it's his job.
You remember when I told you that one day we would have that big adventure? Today's the day.
Yay!
All right, let's go.
Across his time as a Soviet field agent, undercover super soldier, and incarcerated villain, the one common denominator is that Red Guardian's always had a widow in his life. Not only is he in love with one and the quasi-father of 2 others, but he ends up flying off with a whole jet of them at the end of 2021's Black Widow. Alongside his beloved Yelena and a newly freed Taskmaster, Red Guardian seems to have a new mission to help locate the remaining widows around the world.
Oh, that was exciting. I'm so proud of you girls.
But that's the last time the MCU has checked in on him. There's no word on how he reacted to Natasha's death, the snap, or Yelena's extracurricular revenge plot. Knowing Red Guardian,
I don't know, there's nothing for me to do, and I want to break something.
Oh, there is something you can break.
he'll probably take it like he does everything, with stride and a belly laugh. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. In a similar vein to Nick Fury, Valentina's been assembling her own team of superheroes for years now.
You did the right thing, taking the serum. Yeah, of course I know about that. And I'll tell you something, it has made you very, very valuable to certain people.
There's a big asterisk attached to her, though. From the moment MCU audiences first saw her nudge a grief-stricken Yelena in Clint Barton's direction, it was clear the CIA director wasn't exactly a hero. Then, as if to prove it, Valentina decided to recruit John Walker personally. She's been building towards something, waiting for the right moment to put it into action.
You ever thought for a second what they could be doing? Ever thought what we would be doing if the US was the only country in the world with vibranium?
I actually dream about that.
And, well, it seems like Sentry's attack is that moment. Even if the odds don't look great, we have to admit Valentina knows how to fill out a roster. 2 ex-widows, 3 super soldiers, and a quantum-powered metahuman? Say less! Suffice it to say, the Thunderbolts have been a long time coming.
Look at you. You are all so adorable.
For their sake, we hope they live up to Valentina's expectations. Yelena Belova. Freed from the Red Room and reunited with her adopted sister, Yelena's life seemed to be going pretty well at the end of Black Widow.
It was real to me, too.
And then Thanos happened. After returning from the blip, Yelena received the crushing news of Natasha's death. Punctual as ever, that is the precise moment Valentina swooped in to offer some very interesting info on Clint Barton's role in it all.
Maybe you'd like a shot at the man responsible for your sister's death. Kind of a cutie, don't you think?
You can probably guess what happened next. Yelena tracked Clint down and almost put him 6 feet deep before realizing she should mend her grief in a more constructive fashion. It's hard to imagine Yelena ever following Valentina's advice again, let alone when she's paired with a bunch of ex-villains.
Yelena, you look awful. You sure you're really ready for that public-facing role you asked me about?
Eat shit, Valentina.
But that volt of intrigue is also what gives the Thunderbolts roster so much spark. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Bucky Barnes. Having been brainwashed, beaten, and blipped, there are few characters in all of fiction who have been through as much as Bucky Barnes.
Gonna miss you, buddy. It's gonna be okay, Buck.
So it's commendable he still hasn't put down the metal arm, at least not physically. After apprehending John Walker, Bucky discovered he could do more good in a courtroom than a battlefield, and began a campaign for the United States Congress. Don't worry, he still has time to stop in on old friends and bestow some sage wisdom when needed.
He gave you that shield, not because you're the strongest, but because you're you. You think if you had that serum, you'd be able to protect all the people you care about. Steve had it, and he couldn't. You're a human being, and you're doing your best.
Going into Thunderbolts, the question isn't whether Bucky will be elected, it's how in the world he ends up under Valentina's thumb. Director of the CIA or not, there's no way Bucky would follow the orders of a woman who sanctioned Clint Barton's murder.
Is that Bucky?
Granted, Sentry is a big threat, Arguably the biggest Bucky's ever seen. He better still have some of those Winter Soldier moves up his sleeve, that's all we're saying. Which character are you hoping to catch up with the most in Thunderbolts? Let us know in the comments below.
Now what?
Oh, get over yourself.